Excellencies, colleagues, distinguished participants in this high-level round table on food and nutrition security through sustainable agriculture and food systems in the post-2015 agenda. Allow me first to convey the warmest regards of the United Nations Secretary-General to all the participants, and his gratitude to the Republic of Benin, the Biovision Foundation, and the Millennium Institute, as well as to the rest of the organising entities for convening this timely high-level meeting. As the special representative of the Secretary-General, I am delighted to have the opportunity to address you today. I believe that the outcomes of this meeting will lead to sound recommendations on how to take up food security and nutrition in the post-2015 agenda. I start with some words about your task today and your focus, which is on equitable futures of the world's people, as well as on the sustainability of our planet's resources. You are setting out a vision, identifying the challenge, and encouraging essential actions. Nourish our people, nurture our planet. 2 years ago, this message synthesized the deliberations and contributions of the participants in the high-level meeting that preceded the one in which we're gathering today. The message arrived loud and clear to the June 2012 Rio +20 conference. Through the commitment of effort of many, member states agreed in the Rio Declaration on a way to address sustainable food security and nutrition comprehensively. In Rio, the United Nations Secretary-General challenged countries' civil society, farmers and food processors, businesses, parliamentarians, local authorities, academics, and all others with an interest to join him in a pursuit of a world free of hunger within our generation. The Secretary-General spelt out a vision for a world with zero hunger and malnutrition, achieved through inclusive, efficient and sustainable agriculture and food systems that contribute to ending rural poverty where loss or waste of food is minimized. This is a vision where every person has year-round access to healthy, safe and nutritious food so that all people are capable of enjoying their right to food. This is a vision where the elimination of malnutrition is achieved, and in particular malnutrition in childhood, in fact in the first 1,000 days from the start of pregnancy till a child's second birthday. This is a vision that builds on the empowerment of small-scale producers and family farmers, in particular of rural women, by putting people at the centre of sustainable agriculture and food systems. A vision where sustainable agriculture and rural development is a substantive part of inclusive economic growth and leads to much better employment opportunities and the eradication of rural poverty in all its forms. Achieving the vision is a challenge to us all because it calls for a transformation of agriculture and food systems to address the interlinked needs of achieving food security in a way that preserves ecosystems, manages water, energy and other natural resources sustainably, and a way that is part of how societies adapt to and are resilient in the face of changing climates. It's a transformation that leads to climate-smart agriculture and food systems, as well as sustainable peoplescapes. We are celebrating the International Year of Family Farming 2014. It's the year when all involved in agriculture will seek ways to empower small-scale and family food producers so that they can play their full role in protecting the world's agro-biodiversity and natural resources, as well as creating sustainable, efficient food systems that minimize food loss and waste along the value chain. Ladies and gentlemen, many of you believe that this interlinked vision is a key element of the new agenda for sustainable development. So in the next few minutes, I will focus on ways in which this new agenda is being established. because the world is in the middle of an extraordinary global mobilization for defining a common future for all people in the form of a new development agenda. Governments and their citizens are engaged in unprecedented efforts, deliberations at the country, regional and global levels, all over our world. Member states are leading on the definition of the development agenda as never before, and we're witnessing this through the deliberations within the Open Working Group for Sustainable Development Goals. This is truly an agenda that is driven by the countries that are members of the United Nations. It's open to and inclusive of the contributions of many stakeholders. All concerned actors are invited to join the process, including through channels that have been opened through the consultations organised by the United Nations system. The Secretary General of the United Nations, in his report, A Life of Dignity for All, calls for a single, coherent, universal and ambitious post-2015 development agenda with sustainability at its core. An agenda that includes economic transformations that involve all people, that includes peace and governance, that includes a new global partnership, and that includes institutions that are fit for purpose. It's an agenda that shall represent a paradigm shift that will bring about a radical change of course and action all over the world. It's a transformative agenda requiring major changes to the way our economies work and our societies are organised. But it's an agenda that's being developed by the member states of the United Nations. So, ladies and gentlemen, how will we ensure that this evolving vision does come to life in the new agenda? Ours is the first generation with the resources and know-how to end poverty irreversibly by putting our planet on a course of sustainable development before it is too late. Achieving food and nutrition security through sustainable agriculture and food systems is a key contributor to ending poverty and to sustainable development. Failure is not an option. We must work together to create a world where all people live with dignity and fulfill their potential, where all people realize their right to food. So the United Nations system will really try as hard as it can to support its member states as they deliberate and negotiate, and we'll try to be sure that the voices of all stakeholders are lifted up and audible. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish you fruitful deliberations, and I look forward to your conclusions. Thank you so much for your attention today.